Welcome back to the show. XRP is king and it's on the move, and I'm going to show you. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $3.53 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is up 0.4%, but look at the numbers here. 96,800 plus for Bitcoin, still fighting to get to that 100K, and I'm sure it will soon. Ethereum, 3,600 plus, $133 billion plus market cap for USD Tether. It's in the news today. XRP number 6 spot, $1.68. We're up 14.7% overnight, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. We're up 14.8 on the 7-day. Let's take a look at the range of price between $1.43 and $1.67, where we're sitting right now, and the U.S. has woken up. Keep your eyes peeled. This could be a very good day for us, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't mind telling you, if you haven't gotten your XRP Las Vegas ticket today, my goodness, what are you waiting for? This is the kind of stuff you're going to see, let alone the incredible companies that are on stage telling you about everything they're about to roll out for the entire community. Take a listen to this from the very first XRP Las Vegas.
Look, I've said to a bunch of you as I have met a number of you tonight, I'm here to thank you. And I appreciate that you're thanking me, but I'm here to thank you for all that you have done to support this effort. Truly, it does take an army. And this army has been incredible in supporting. We're going to win this thing. Yeah!
No doubt about it, and super grateful for him coming to everyone so far this year, and we're going to work to try to get him and others at Ripple on stage this year. Just hang in there. We're working on it. Listen, this is the kind of camaraderie, this is the kind of support that you get when you come here. You won't believe it. It is absolutely a remarkable experience. Ask anyone who's been, and believe me, this isn't one giant party. This is a huge, knowledgeable conference. You're going to come away from this thing absolutely blown away by everyone you see on stage. And we have some brand new people headed for stage this year. Get your tickets, XRPLasVegas.com, before they're gone. They are selling incredible right now, and this event is likely to sell out. Don't mess around. Link below the video, XRPLasVegas.com. Right here, XRP outperformed crypto majors with Bitcoin avoiding the historical Thanksgiving massacre. However, a strong yen is hinting at trouble for Bitcoin. Okay, we're going to have to keep an eye on that. But look, I mean, Bitcoin just had the options introduced too, so you can see that they're playing with what's going on in the market. I remind everyone that not too long from now, and it's really happening in the moment we're in today, this market is changing hands. There is a baton handoff, and it's handing off from retail to institutions. And this market is not long for being ours anymore. Write that down. Breaking right here, Putin signs a law recognizing Bitcoin and crypto as property. So did Hong Kong, and so are other countries, China as well. This is important to note because they're doing a 180 on crypto and Bitcoin. And this is going to be a game changer because we see the U.S. preparing to put out a bill and turn that into law where they stockpile digital assets like Bitcoin and others. And this is going to get very good because I bet it puts demand on other countries to take a position as well. Meanwhile, what do we see? An expansion of the XRP Ledger ecosystem. Shout out to Bob Ross here, who says, should Sologenic create the world's first decentralized real-world asset marketplace on Corium, designed for real-world asset token issuers and all licensed broker-dealer authorized to issue tokens in various jurisdictions? Corium is built to support financial institutions in maintaining compliance. Oh man, let me tell you, this is what I'm saying. This market has belonged to retail from day one. this is changing. You see this, right? And this is changing for the better because Wall Street, broker dealers are going to come in and tokenize their traditional market products that they sell every day forever. And it is going to send all of this stuff parabolic over the next several years, give or take, right? So this is a remarkable moment that we're in, and I am so grateful that we are all in here with our bags packed. And if you haven't packed them, you may want to think about doing so, not financial advice. Now let's get to this. MICA sets precedent on how regulated stablecoin issuer must comply with regulations to continue operate within Europe. MICA can spark the network effect by other jurisdictions watching this implementation and utilizing it or something like it in their area. Shout out to Mr. Man, give him a follow. I'm going to bring this in here at right about 139 is where we want to be. Close enough for government work. Take a listen.
That as those regulatory frameworks come up, globally speaking, that there is a harmonization layer and that those rules are globally aligned. Because USDC, to give you one example, is a globally liquid and accessible stablecoin. It's inherently internet native. As such, it cannot be broken down by different jurisdiction. So what we want to make sure is that if the major financial jurisdictions came up with their stablecoin rules, that there is a clear path for a globally operating issuer like Circle to be issuing or distributing that token within those different frameworks and jurisdictions while following one set of standards and principles. And I think the FSB, so the Financial Stability Board, has done a good job of publishing those standards or principles for stablecoin regulation. And now these need to be followed, because one thing that needs to be prevented at all costs, I would say, is a future where a stablecoin that is inherently global would then need to follow different regulatory frameworks and inherently break up the local liquidity into different local pools of reserves, for example. That wouldn't work. It would essentially break the entire model and benefit of having one global liquid token. And so
okay, so let's talk about this. There's quite a bit there. First of all, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because Tether discontinues the EURT stablecoin, citing unfavorable regulatory conditions in Europe, in the European Union. 27 nations. USD Tether and the Euro Tether has been pushed out. It does not qualify as a stablecoin in its current state. Now, the question we have been asking over and over is what will happen with the United States and the largest economy of the world? Will they do the same thing to USD Tether? We also know at the same time that real USD launch is imminent. Brad Garlinghouse still saying weeks, not months. So 7 weeks or less, right? Well, think about what that gentleman was talking about. Having cooperation and compliance across the world. XRP Ledger is a SuperDEX.
The SuperDEX. So the SuperDEX experience, really what I was saying, on one side you have the order books, so the DEX, on the other side the AMM. As a user, I go onto the AMM UI and I get best execution, best of both worlds between DEX and AMM. So full on-chain order books 24/7. You get the speed of XRPL, the scalability, so setting in 3 to 5 seconds. Super cheap, as I was saying earlier. And
listen, this is what it's about. It's about that SuperDEX. It's about the world exchange, the decentralized exchange that's built into the ledger itself. That's what this is about. And we know it can obviously use USDC, Circle stablecoin, right? They were using it at Ripple before. 20% of Circle's business at one point was Ripple. So it's quite a number, and we know that the launch of the real USD is imminent on the Ethereum network as well as the XRP Ledger. Things are mounting because we got to remind ourselves, Ripple just met in October with the Fed and in November. This is from the November meeting, right? And then Governor Bowman, and then this is from the Philadelphia Fed with Chris Larson, Sheila Warren, and Brad Garlinghouse.
Yeah, I would add to that, we talk about an internet of value, and we very much think this is kind of a second internet. It's not data, it's value, as Brad just talked about. But there are some important differences. Remember, the internet of data was pretty much created hand in hand with government, right? It was government, it was universities. So at its core, it sort of already had a much more integrated sort of philosophy. And that was probably very good. Bitcoin, digital assets, completely different story. It was kind of created by renegade libertarians, in the wake of the '08 financial crisis. So it was, by its nature, very anti-government, and that was unfortunate. I think that actually set back the industry, as Brad mentioned, on the road to really scale globally, because you have to be integrated to the financial system.
And there it is. There it is. You have to be integrated to the financial system. What have Ripple been doing, or what has Ripple been doing for the last 12, 13 years? You know the answer to this. They have been building market infrastructure, connecting the repositories in the financial system to the ledger. Write it down. Now we need the legislation that unlocks the ability to use this new technology and market infrastructure, and the ability to issue stable coins and CBDCs so they can become the cars on the new highway. And that is going to create a new value exchange we've never witnessed, and it's called the Internet of Value. Listen to Jerome Powell remind everybody of exactly this too.
We're also, as you know, investing heavily right now in building a new settlement system for instant payments in the U.S. It'll be the first such major expansion of our core payment system since the 1970s. We found the case for this quite compelling for consumers, businesses, and just ensuring that all financial institutions have access to the payment system.
There it is. Ripple and FedNow. Ripple is among nearly the 60 partners approved to integrate with FedNow. That is the new market infrastructure for the United States back-end domestic banking system. Write that down, right? This is remarkable. And we know we have an administration now that has the House and the Senate, and they have made it a commitment to get this done. And I believe that this businessman will get it done. And if the XRP Globe looks this busy right now, shout out to Vet, give him a follow. If the Globe looks this busy now, extrapolate what we just went over. When they launch the RLUSD in weeks, when we finally get the legislation sometime in 25, what does this look like then? When we're running RLUSD on Ethereum, the XRP Ledger, and across FedNow. Think of it for a moment. And let's look at this from Dark Defender while we're rolling that around. He says, hey there, friends. I hope all is well with you. XRP broke one of the critical resistances, $1.44, which we expected him to do. And we also expected a retest of $1.63 yesterday. We said that after $1.63, XRP is expected to touch one of the main Fibonacci levels, which is $1.88. Here are the targets and support. He says, new targets, $3.41, $11.32, and oldies but a goodie are $5.85 and $18.22. Now, new support, should the price roll over and retest, is $1.44, $1.28, $1.14, and $1.33. Now, when I look at those support levels as price rolls over at times, I say to myself, if we break $1.03 and close lower than that, that could invalidate all of the other numbers mentioned. So the way I look at this information is to say, okay, as long as we don't fall past $1.03, we should be okay, right? With all of these other targets being within reach, not financial advice. He says, I'm sharing the critical information with my Spartans, Legionnaires, Defenders, and Templars live. So let's rock. Yes, indeed. You can follow him on his page, Dark Defender, right there. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going to go into the Freedom Zone, and boy, you're not going to believe who I'm going to show you today and just how much they actually sound like the new administration, but they demonize them every single day. And boy, do I have so much more to show you we're going to see as well. I'm also going to show you the big reveal of how the weaponization of government has suppressed the entire digital asset space. We're going in right now, not financial advice from me or anyone else. Go to digperspectives.com, and for next to nothing, click the Freedom Zone and come on in. All right, welcome back.